We have talked about giants of the land, the T-Rex, the Giganotosaurus, animals that ruled the world from the ground up. But while these legends dominated the continents, something else was happening beneath the surface of the ocean. Something bigger, something faster, and something that had no natural enemies. This is the Mosasaurus, and the ocean it lived in was not the ocean we know today. The first Mosasaurus fossils were discovered in 1764 inside a limestone mine near the city of Maastricht, in what is now the Netherlands. Workers found a massive skull buried deep in the rock. Nobody knew what it was. At the time, the idea that entire species could go extinct was not widely accepted. Many scientists believed God would never allow a species to disappear completely. So the skull sat in collections for years, debated and misidentified. Some thought it was a crocodile. Others thought it was a whale, but it was neither. When scientists finally studied it properly, they realized they were looking at something that didn't fit any living animal. It was a new kind of creature entirely. The name Mosasaurus came from the Meuse River, near where it was found. It means slicers of the Meuse. That school would eventually change how science understood extinction, evolution, and dead time, all from a mine in the Netherlands. The Mosasaurus was not a dinosaur. This is one of the most common misunderstandings about this animal. It was a marine reptile, more closely related to lizards and snakes than to any dinosaur. Its ancestors were land animals. At some point during the Cretaceous period, a group of lizard-like creatures moved into the ocean. Over millions of years, their legs became flippers, their bodies became streamlined, and their tails developed into powerful paddles. The result was the Mosasaurus. Adults are estimated to have reached between 13 and 18 meters in length. Some fossils evidence suggests certain individuals may have grown even larger, though those estimates remain debated among researchers. For reference, 18 meters is roughly the length of a standard city bus and a half. Its skull alone could reach over a meter long, and unlike most reptiles, the Mosasaurus had two rows of teeth, one on the outer jaw and one on the inner palate. If something entered its mouth, there was a very little chance of coming back out. It also had a flexible jaw joint, similar to what we see in snakes today. This allowed it to open its mouth wide enough to swallow prey whole or in very large pieces. Researchers believe it was warm-blooded, or at least capable of regulating its body temperature to some degree. This would have made it an active, fast-moving predator rather than a slow, cold-blooded ambush hunter. The Mosasaurus lived during the Late Cretaceous, roughly between 82 and 66 million years ago. The world looked very different then. Sea levels were much higher. Large parts of North America, Europe, and other continents were covered by shallow inland seas. One of the most significant was the Western Interior Seaway, a body of water that split North America in two, from north to south. These warm, shallow seas were full of life: fish, sharks, turtles, squid, plesiosaurs, and other marine reptiles all shared the same water, but the Mosasaurus sat above all of them. Fossil evidence shows that it fed on almost anything it could catch: fish, sharks, turtles, seabirds, and even other mosasaurs. Bite marks from the Mosasaurus teeth have been found on the bones of other large marine animals, including Plesiosaurus. So it wasn't picky. If it fit in the water, it was a potential meal. Some species of Mosasaurus are also thought to have fed near the surface, which would have made them a threat to anything flying or swimming close to the water, including early seabirds. Based on its body structure and fossil record, researchers have proposed a few ideas about how the Mosasaurus hunted. Its tail was shaped similarly to a shark's, with a downward pointing lower lobe. This design is associated with fast, sustained swimming, rather than short bursts of speed. That suggests it was likely a pursued predator, something that could chase prey over a distance rather than ambush it from a hiding spot. Its eyes were large relative to the skull, which suggests it had a decent vision underwater. Some researchers have proposed it might have hunted at depth, where light is limited, though this remains speculative. What is more clear is the evidence left on fossil bones. Circular bite marks matching Mosasaurus tooth patterns have been found on the remains of other animals. In some cases, those marks show signs of repeated biting, suggesting it held and repositioned prey before swallowing. It was not a delicate eater. There is also fossil evidence suggesting that Mosasaurus gave birth to live young at sea, rather than laying eggs on land like many modern reptiles. The Mosasaurus disappeared 66 million years ago, at the same time as non-avian dinosaurs. The asteroid impact that ended the Cretaceous didn't just destroy life on land, it collapsed the entire food chain, on land and in the ocean. The impact threw enough debris into the atmosphere to block the sunlight for months, possibly for years. Without sunlight, plants died. Without plants, the animals that ate them died. And without those animals, the predators that fed on them had nothing left. In the ocean, the collapse of phytoplankton, the microscopic plants at the base of the marine food chain, triggered a chain reaction that wiped out a significant portion of all marine life. The Mosasaurus, at the very top of that chain, had nowhere to go. And within a geological short period of time, one of the most successful marine predators on Earth's history was gone. No descendants, no survivors, just fossils in limestone mines and museum halls. Some Mosasaurus fossils have been found with the remains of the last meal preserved inside the ribcage, animals frozen in the middle of an ordinary day that turned out to be their last. The ocean today feels enormous and mostly unknown. We have explored less than 20% of it, and what we have found already includes creatures that seem almost impossible. But even the strangest thing alive in today's ocean would not have survived a single encounter with what used to live in there. The Mosasaurus didn't need deep water or darkness to be terrifying. It just needed to be hungry. And the ocean gave it everything it needed for over 15 million years. This has been Fossils of Today. Thanks for watching.